Is the Cowboys offense back?
I think so. Yeah, I know that they were playing against Washington, who isn't very good, but part of the problem with the Cowboys offense was Dak's decision making the last several weeks. And it doesn't matter who the opponent is when it comes to decision making. He's making the right decisions, and he's really effective. He's been really effective all career, honestly, but most of all this season against the blitz. And we saw that he was able to be aware of that. In previous weeks, he was not as aware of those blitzes, where they were coming from and what decisions to make in those situations. It seemed like though Washington was not as aggressive as some teams, Dak seemed really comfortable in all circumstances, which I think, obviously, he's the quarterback. He's the key to the offense. He's the key to this offense, and he's the key to how far this team can go. And they should be feeling good considering Dak's track record and him showing that he can get back to those great heights.
Right. It's exactly what Cowboy fans wanted to see. Rob Ninkovich, what do you think? Is he back?
Well, I think it's a good game. I think it's one good game considering the last 6 have been kind of a struggle for this team. And I think the one common denominator for anybody that's been a football player, and Dominique can speak on this as well as myself, you know, when you're playing, it's all about consistency. And the Cowboys have been inconsistent this year. And what are you going to get when they move forward? What are they going to be when they hit the playoffs? I know that they just beat the Washington football team, which in my view, I don't know if they were a Super Bowl contender, if they were a playoff team, but I know this. When they play Tampa, when they play the Rams, when they play the Packers, those teams are really good. So they're going to have to be at their best. They're going to have to be clicking and firing on all cylinders. If they have any slip up at all, they're going to lose. So for me, you know, I'm a realist and I used to play football. So when I watch stuff, I like to see consistency, and they didn't have the consistency. Yeah, they won the game. They look great, but I'm not jumping on their Super Bowl champions right now.
Graz, Nico makes a great point. I mean, this is a team that's been really up and down, but I wonder if we're seeing the top end of what they can be, and maybe they're in a zone right now.
It may be. Look, I have not played football, but I am a realist, and I also enjoy seeing consistency. The Cowboys need to hit the playoffs feeling good about themselves. They believe that they can be what they were on offense on Sunday. They believe that they can be the defense they've been for the last couple of months. They have the good fortune of having built a strong cushion in the division so they could work out their issues without fear of missing the playoffs. And I think they're sitting here right now with 2 games to go, feeling like, hey, this is a really encouraging sign. You heard Jerry Jones's voice. He's excited about what his team showed and what they can be going forward. Will they win the Super Bowl? Will they make the Super Bowl? I think they're one of the strong NFC contenders, and there are a number of them. But I think if you're the Cowboys, the goal over these final few weeks is to sort of get your mojo back and head into the playoffs feeling like you're playing the way you're capable of. Sunday night was a good step in that direction.
You know, it's interesting. Just a couple weeks ago when they were taking on Washington in that first game, we had Dallas on upset alert. And Neek, now they're beating them with Washington, and now they're beating them by 42 in last week's game. So are you seeing this as a team that really has legs?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're in football. It's a single elimination tournament. So you want to have the best possible team that you can get in, but the best possible team doesn't always win the championship. And there are going to be injuries going forward in COVID opt-outs or COVID people set down because of COVID close contacts and those sorts of things. So this year's playoffs is going to be as kind of up and down as any year's. And I think that the Cowboys have the good fortune of having so much talent on offense that they may be able to get through this season or the playoffs in a way that other teams cannot. So I think Nico's point about consistency is right. And the Cowboys have been very, very consistent on offense for the past 2 seasons. I think the last several weeks haven't been pretty, but this is an offense that I think we can trust. The real question was about the defense. And they've shown the type of consistency week after week that I think you would expect from a team that wants to make a run in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens in the single elimination. But there's only about 3 or 4, maybe 5 teams that I think have a chance of winning the Super Bowl. And the Cowboys, I think, certainly are one of them.
Yeah, they're right up there at the top. And by the way, you mentioned defense. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show as that defense for Big D is really rolling.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.